Good day and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we have Antonio Williams. It's a very old friend of mine. So I brought him in today to basically tell us about his music school, where he's going in future with his music school, and also he'll be doing a track for us today, a playthrough. So a bit excited about that. So yeah, welcome Tony. Firstly, can you just tell us a bit about your music school?
Okay. Um, my name is Antonio Williams. So I started my music school in 2010. I started the music school and then I teach some beautiful musicians like Aiden Ardense that used to play with Emo Adams and a couple of other guys. But it was a good journey for me though. And I'm still at it. I'm still doing it, and I'm just enjoying myself with the music school.
Awesome. Okay, so my next question for you is, what got you into drumming? Like firstly tell us how long you're playing and from what age you are playing, and what drew you towards drums in the first place as your main instrument.
Okay, I think I'm playing at the age of 6. No, I'm lying. At the age of 5, sorry. At the age of 5, I've been playing drums. So what made me play drums is in church. My grandpa was the one that plays the guitar, and then I think I was at the age of 3, and then he told me, Tony, you need to play drums. And I said, okay, let me try this instrument. And then I tried it, and then I enjoyed myself. At the age of 6, I started to play drums in church. So I think it's my grandpa that actually, like you were saying, installed the music and the drumming in me. So that is how I came to love drums. And that's why drums is my first instrument. And then I'm playing. I think I play 5 years old, so I'm 30 now. I think I play more than 20 years. I think, yeah, I can be. Um, and yeah, I think that's it. But I think and because when I grew, when I was like I think 15 or 16, and then I played with some big groups, Um, I can't say all the names because time, but and then I learned more about drums basically, because when you're church you just play, and because they'll just tell you no, you can't just play, but you never knew about what real drumming is. But then I started to play with some big names, and then I've realized, but drumming is not just playing. There's more to drumming. Um, but but yeah.
Okay, so that is some good info about you and your drumming. Um, Another question for you, and I think this is, in aspect of future, where do you see your music school in the future, or what is your vision? Where do you see yourself taking your music school?
Okay, so in the next 5 years, I want to see my music school perform on big stages. That's the one thing. And then the other thing is also my students to become great musicians one day, actually. Play in church, play at festivals, you know. And then also, they need to equip their generation. So my biggest thing is they need to I equip them and they equip the next generation. So there will always be a flow of musicians, always be a flow of musicians in church, always be a flow of musicians. That is where I see my music school. And in the other hand, also, um, they need to become great artists also at the end of the day, writing their own music, doing their own songs, going out, doing their own albums, become greater. And I think also the other thing is I want to keep them off the streets, basically, you know, because I think sometimes the young people is so caught up with the stuff that's happening around them that they fall into it. So the main focus for me is to get them away from the wrong things and do something good with their talents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because not all of them are good in academic, but they're good with their hands.
Yeah.
So give them a drum kit, give them a keyboard, give them a bass, then they'll just pull the job. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is very interesting. Um, you mentioned one of the guys that you said that you taught that plays with big artists now. What was it? Aiden. Um, so just tell us a little bit about Aiden as an artist. What instrument does he play? Um, how long was he at the music school? Um, you know, where is he right now? I mean, why I'm asking this is because he came out of your hands, out of your music school. So for the mere fact that he's playing for big artists shows that your music school is, you know, one of the music schools that you want to be at. You know, so just give us a bit of info about Aiden.
Okay, so Aiden Arendse, he was, I think, 10 or 11, and he started to play guitar. He never wanted to be a guitarist. He just wanted to play soccer. But funny enough, he just got into guitar because his dad is a guitarist, his grandpa is a guitarist. So he just got into guitar. And he was with me for 5 years, I think 5 to 6 years. And then, but he was like, literally, I wish I had a video where he played like with one finger. But after 5 years, he was one of the great guitarists I knew. I could take him wherever I play and they need a guitarist, and I ask him to play. So for me, and then he was in fact, he was last year, he went to Morocco to go do some guitar. Him and his band, he took his band over to Morocco. So, but funny enough, he's now playing with a lot of artists, a lot of big guys. But he started small. I think if I can remember, he couldn't play right. He couldn't even play a note. But then he was sitting in church by his daddy's church with the guitar on his lap. Then he had a guitar, but he couldn't play. But he was trying to play music. And then after a while, he started to play in church. He took the guitar and plug his, was early at church, plug his amp in and just start playing. And today he's one of the greatest guitarists I know. And that speaks volume to me. What I can do still with the others that's still on their way to become great. So Aiden is, I think Aiden is now 21. He's 21. But he's he's a great guitarist.
Okay, cool. So I think that is more than enough for people to understand and know that your music school is not just, you know, if I could say, fly by night. It's a music school that people can go to and actually learn something and become great musicians. So what I'll do is I will leave links in the description below the video, and then people can check out your page. They can get your contact details there, I'm sure. And then, I mean, anyone wants to learn anything, this is your guy. I mean, I grew up with this guy. Before I could play any instrument, he was way ahead with playing drums. I think I ended up being a vocalist at the end of the day. Strange enough, I think Tony played for the group I was in a couple of times. Yeah, so yeah, we come a long way. But now we are going to have Tony do a playthrough for us. So we'll be back in a sec.